As always, we want to make sure you're prepared for your Sunday Mass experience when you go this weekend. And today we have for the Gospel Reflection coming up this Sunday, Father Michael Mahoney, who is parochial vicar at St. Theresa's. Thanks for coming on the Catholic Morning Show, Father Michael.
Thank you both for having me. It's good to be here again.
It's wonderful to have you with us. Let's go ahead and hear your reflections for this upcoming Sunday's Gospel. Okay,
so this Sunday, last week we had the feeding of the 5,000, and then after a couple of weeks of parables, and then we go from a miracle to another miracle this week. And this week we have the miracle of Jesus walking on the water and calling out Peter in particular to come out on the water as well. And it's interesting in this gospel because it's very clear that the disciples are confused of what they're seeing. They think that it's a ghost. And even it says when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified. It is a ghost, they said, and they cried out in fear. But Jesus doesn't stop there. He continues to go after them because he says, now once Jesus spoke to them saying, "Take courage, it is I, do not be afraid." And then after, I imagine a few moments of, just kind of trying to figure out what's truly going on. Peter says, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." And he comes. And then as Peter is going on the water, he has his focus on Jesus. But then all of a sudden, Peter gets afraid and he begins to sink. And he says, "Lord, save me." And he says, Jesus has replied to him saying, "Oh, ye of little faith, why did you doubt?" And I think this gospel really kind of shows us an aspect of our life, and that's when we tend to take our focus on Jesus. When we take it off of Jesus, that our lives kind of begin to be chaotic, and oftentimes it takes us a while to realize, well, what's truly going on? Why is my life seemingly out of sorts? Why are things going the way that I think that they should be? We start to kind of put these parameters around what the Lord can do in our lives. And then we get more frustrated, more angry, and sometimes we even start to doubt God's plan for us. But again, let us listen to the words of Jesus. He says, "Oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt?" I think that sometimes when we start to doubt God's plan for us, that he says that to us too. When we start to feel like our lives are chaotic, it's because we take our eyes off of him, and he continues to call us back to him, where that calm, that peace tends to be. And once we have that refocusing, miracles can take place. But it's us really starting to refocus on him, allowing him to do the wonderful things that he has in store for us. But it takes that faith. It takes that focusing on him and trusting in him to truly have that peace, that calmness that we all desire in our lives.
Absolutely wonderful as always. And folks, as we go into Mass this Sunday, hopefully that reflection gives you something to look forward to as you celebrate Mass with us here in the Iowa Catholic Radio listening area. Father Michael Mahoney is parochial vicar at St. Theresa's Parish. Father, thank you for coming on the Catholic Morning Show.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Listen to the Catholic Morning Show weekdays at 7 a.m. Central on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, iowacatholicradio.com, or the Iowa Catholic Radio app.
What legacy would you like to leave? As part of the Legacy Society, your gift supports the future of the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. By participating in the planned giving process, you can be assured that when you leave this earth, your charitable gift will continue to support this apostolate and its mission of connecting people to Christ. If you're interested in including Iowa Catholic Radio as part of your charitable gift planning, call me, Belle Marasco, at 515-223-1150. Thank you for your prayerful support.